Pendo, kill the beat.
I don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all don't speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, native Hispanics. The Germans get locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died. Y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew. You are Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dumb. A gun die or die. Yeah, Easy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on the yarmulke. We were slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth. I had to be clear. How Jerusalem, you people came from Europe. That was 1947. Menorah got 9 sticks. It's really only 7. Yeah, Sussex, the world Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks. Afflex, bunch of thieves and culture vultures ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander, and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you're there. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, it's the Feast of Purim. U.P.K undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting, y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bass and they kosher deals. It's only 12 lives, y'all trying to make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi why he give them babies herpes. I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. About to cancel, everybody try to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, that's what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'll punch you in person. I know this is an uncomfortable subject. They're making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ. They're the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas. They're a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth. Niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4. I ain't satisfied.
That is proof. That is absolute proof that they know we do. Now you get the record. Go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves and it's their identity and they know it. The Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people that say you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law. You are not God's chosen people. God's chosen people are living in the ghettos of America. God's chosen people are in poverty and depression in the streets of America. God's chosen people are walking around in America with no identity. That's where God's chosen people are.
All right. Shalom, Israel. We are on West 25th Street, Harlem, New York, where we are led by the amazing commanding general YAHANNA. And this is the I.S.U.P.K. Port Arthur Beaumont Wednesday law class, man, where we go over the scriptures that pertain to our law. Because remember, the law was given to the Israelites, you know what I'm saying, blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and no other nation. And this law that was given to us helps us, not only gives us the way how to rule the world, but how to rule the world and make it a better place, man. To be a better nation above all other nations. You know what I'm saying? It makes us the nation that the other nations will see us with our laws and say, that's a wise and understanding people, man. That these people don't do certain things. They observe other things and don't do other things. And that they are wise and understanding people. And today, the name of today's class is, the title is Dietary Laws. We're going to be going over the dietary laws that are found in Leviticus chapter 11. that's pretty much what we're gonna do today. We're gonna break down the Leviticus chapter 11, and we're gonna go over the laws that tell us what we can and cannot eat as a nation. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't eat these other nations. They can eat bats, and they'll get the judgment from eating bats. You know what I'm saying? COVID did come when the Moabites started eating the bat. You know what I'm saying? It shut down the world almost. But you know what I'm saying? Our law as Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, being the Israelites, there's certain things we can't eat. You know what I'm saying? Just like there's certain things we can't do. There's laws that say we can't do certain things. But also there's laws that say we can't eat certain things. And that's what we're gonna go over today. You got a sword out? Most High in Christ. No sweat. Most High in Christ. We're gonna get straight into it. We're gonna try to break down the whole chapter of Leviticus, because there's a lot of good stuff in Leviticus 11. But we did start late today. My apologies, Adawanium and Hakim and Akwathian. My apologies for starting the class late. But we're gonna try to get through as much as 11 as we can. But we're definitely gonna get through the meat of it, which explains what we can and cannot eat. So if you could, let's start it off. Leviticus 11:1.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 1. And the Lord spoke unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them,
Keep going.
Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth.
Okay, so this is Leviticus, which means this is right after the Most High took us out of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Got us out of bondage in Egypt, and this is the Most High saying unto Moses to tell unto the congregation. Well, all of Israel was together at that point in time. So this is the Most High telling Moses to tell unto Aaron, because Aaron was like Moses' number 2. You know what I'm saying? Moses had a speech impediment. So, you know, he questioned himself whether he would be able to take on the task. Rather, he questioned the Most High, whether he'd be able to take on the task of speaking to the people for the Most High through him because of his speech impediment. And the Most High said, you know what I'm saying, because you are the one that I've chose to speak to the people, no sweat, I'm going to give you Aaron. So Aaron was Moses' number 2. So the Most High spoke to Moses and to Aaron, to the people, saying, these are the beasts that you will eat among, the beasts that are on the earth. Beast meaning like an animal, a 4-legged animal that we eat on for meat. So keep going. We're gonna try to power through this.
Gotcha.
Most I pray.
Verse 3. Whatsoever parted the hoof and is cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall you eat.
All right, that's a big one right there. Whatsoever parted the hoof and is cloven-footed. So some animals, some beasts have hoofs that are just a full out hoof, but they're not parted, they're not divided. It's gonna go on in the next verse to talk about how the division in the hoof is what makes it parted in the hoof, parted and cloven-footed. Like a cow. You see a cow that has its hoof is like almost two separate hoofs on one foot.
Right.
So that's and the cow does chew at the cud. Chew at the cud meaning it eats grass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So chew it whatsoever parted the hoof and is cloven-footed and chew at the cud among these beasts ye shall eat. The horse is an animal that has a hoof, but this hoof is not divided. It's not cloven-footed. So a horse chews grass too. A horse eat hay, but we can't eat the horse because you know what I'm saying. It's not cloven-footed. The pig is another one. The pig it's gonna explain the pig actually. Keep going.
Verse 4. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof.
Mm-hmm.
He is unclean unto you. Verse 5.
Keep going.
Con on one cup. Verse 5. And the coney.
The coney.
Coney.
The coney is like a little rabbit. It's like a little like a little mountain rabbit or something like. Not I don't want to say something like that, but it's a rabbit. I want to say it's like a hare, but it actually speaks of the hare in this as well. So it's not a hare, but it's in the same family as the hare. So it's a tiny little rabbit that people when they go mountain hiking they eat those little conies because they're found on mountains.
Right.
But the coney, it doesn't have it's gonna say it right there. It says keep going on verse 5.
Because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof. He is unclean unto you.
The coney or that little rabbit, he eats grass. You know what I'm saying? But he doesn't have he's not cloven footed. He don't got that hoof.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The beast has to have that hoof. The coney has a paw. You know what I'm saying? And it says later in this chapter, you know what I'm saying? I pray we get to it, but it says later in this chapter that all the animals that are on all fours and on paws, we're not supposed to eat those animals. It explains more of that later, like around verse 30 or so. But we're gonna try to get to it now. We're gonna try to power through this. Keep going on to 6.
Verse 6. And the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean to you.
And the hare, he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof. He is unclean to you. These are certain animals that are unclean. It keeps going to 7.
Verse 7. And the swine, though he divided the hoof and chew and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
There you have it. The pig has that little cloven foot, that little hoof that's separated into two, almost like two toes and one hoof. The pig has that, but the pig eats garbage, man. The pig don't eat
right.
What you call it, grass.
Right.
He don't chew with the cud, so he is unclean to us. Keep going.
Verse 8. Of their flesh you shall not eat, and their carcass you shall not touch. They are unclean to you.
Mm-hmm.
These shall ye eat of all.
Hold on, right there. No sweat. So that's the beast right there. That's telling us what beast we can and cannot eat. The only beast that we're allowed to eat is the beast that have a cloven foot and divideth of the hoof and cheweth the cud like a cow. Cow is a perfect example of what we can eat because a cow eats the grass and has those hoofs, but a pig is something that we can't eat because it has those hoofs, but it don't eat the grass. It has to do both. It has to have the hoof and eat the grass. That's how you know the beast is clean for us to eat. And you'd be amazed at what we can and cannot eat. I mean, it might sound like that just takes a lot of food out for us, but you know what I'm saying? There's food that is actually lawful for us to eat, but it's against the law of this land to eat. They're like endangered species. Like a giraffe eats grass, and a giraffe is cloven foot. So technically, you know what I'm saying, we can eat giraffe if we had to.
Wow.
But since it's against the law, we're not even worried about that. We got deer, you know what I'm saying? Deer is cloven footed to eat grass. Cow is cloven footed to eat grass. You know what I'm saying? I can't. What's some others? Mm-hmm. Lawful beasts we can eat. Ox, yeah, ox. You know what I'm saying? I guess you could say ox too. Yeah, that's we eat oxtails.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not me neither. No sweat. Me neither. But I know cow as far as beasts. You know what I'm saying? Give me a steak and I'm to wild. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can eat some deer every now and then too, or some lamb. That's another one. Yeah, can't forget about lamb. Passover coming up. You know what I'm saying? Lamb is cloven footed, and it chews the grass. You know what I'm saying? It's many a beast that we can eat. You know what I'm saying? For our protein, our red meat, that this law doesn't have to be grievous to us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that we can be happy with what we got. Either way, even if it was many, what I'm saying? It's still the law, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We got to do it.
That's right.
But it's the Most High saw through to it. You know what I'm saying? He gave us a plethora of different beasts that we can eat. You know what I'm saying? And the camel, you know what I'm saying? Beasts that we can't eat. The camel is something that we can't eat. You know what I'm saying? The camel got them little feet looking like things.
Right.
They're almost like paws almost.
Right.
But it chews grass, you know what I'm saying? The pig is another one. Those are things that beasts, as far as beasts that we can and cannot eat. Now we're about to get into the fish. Certain fish that we cannot eat as well. So you can go ahead and go into 9, Baba Kashad.
Turn out of one cup. Verse 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the water, whatsoever has fins and scales in the water, in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
There you go. Plain and simple. Just like the beast rule is plain and simple. It has to have cloven feet to be a beast and cheweth the cud.
Right.
For it to be a lawful fish for us to eat of the waters, it has to have fins and scales.
Right.
That if it has fins and scales, we can eat it. Certain fish don't have fins and scales. They're gonna go into that right now. Go ahead, give me 10, Baba Kashad.
Turn out of one con. Verse 10. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
Khan. Most High in Christ. It didn't really break down which sea creatures are an abomination, but it told you everything that doesn't have fins and scales,
Right.
we can't eat. It's an abomination. That means shrimp. Shrimp don't have fins and scales.
Right.
That means lobster.
Right.
That means crab, crawfish, all them bottom feeders.
Right.
We can't eat those. There's other ones as well. There's tuna fish. I know I hate to say it, but you gotta let tuna go. Akium and aquatium. You gotta let tuna does not have fins and scales. Tuna is unlawful. There's you know what I'm saying? There's what I know people eat sushi sometimes. Go ahead.
Sir, I seen people eat octopus.
Khan. Yeah.
Also, sir, I seen them eat those stingrays.
Stingrays, yep.
It's disgusting, but they eat them.
Khan, I seen that too. And I'm not even gonna lie. I've eaten octopus before.
Right. I mean, in the past.
I kind of in the world.
All this stuff.
Yeah.
Sir.
People eating sushi, that we get that from other nations. You know what I'm saying? But the scriptures tell us to be not of the world. You know what I'm saying? Be in the world, but not of the world. Because being of the world is, you know what I'm saying, doing what some other nations do, like being like the Moabites, eating sushi, eating eel, octopus. Go ahead.
Another thing, one thing that I used to love to eat,
Go ahead.
alligator.
Oh yeah, alligator. Yeah, I used to love to eat that too.
And they be in the water, the rivers and stuff.
But the alligator is not really they be in the water, but that's more of the creeping thing. We get into the creeping thing later in the chapter. Right now we're talking about pretty much like things that live under the sea.
I see.
Mm-hmm. But those are things that we can't eat. We can't eat tuna. We can't eat shark.
Right.
We can't eat. Well, I'm not gonna say alligator because that's coming later. But we can't eat. We say octopus. We can't eat octopus. Eel. Tuna.
Whales.
Definitely can't eat whale.
Right.
But and those crustaceans either. Those shrimp, crab, and lobster. We can't eat crustaceans.
Oysters and scallops and
all of that's no go.
Right.
That's an unlawful. It said the Most High said they shall be an abomination unto you.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying. An abomination. That means that. Let's look up abomination. I got the Zonovan up here. This is the Zonovan Compact Bible Dictionary. This is a good tool to have. You know what I'm saying when studying the scriptures, because this gives you the words that are used in the scriptures and the definitions of how they were used. So I'm about to look up abomination. Ah, there it is. It has abomination of desolation. I'm looking for just abomination. Yeah, let's look up abomination in the and just regular
Gotcha, sir.
yeah, regular dictionary. Because this has a particular a definition on something, the way abomination was used. It says abomination of desolation. I'm just looking for the word abomination. Got that?
Con out of one con.
Go ahead, bring it up.
The definition of abomination: a thing that causes disgust or hatred, a feeling of hatred.
Damn right. So it's a thing that causes disgust, disgusting thing. That's what the Most High said that these are onto us. Those crustaceans are onto us. So like, so when in the kingdom, you know what I'm saying, it's not gonna have no crawfish boils or shrimp and sushi, none of that. Those that's not food, man. Those are bottom feeders. That's why we got hypertension and high blood pressure in our nation. You know what I'm saying? Blacks and Native Americans and even Hispanics, you know what I'm saying? Us eating that garbage, you know what I'm saying? The swine too, you know what I'm saying? Us eating all that unlawful food is why we got bad health conditions as a people. But the Most High said those are abominations that we're not. And it keep going to 11.
Verse 11: they shall be even an abomination unto you. You shall not eat of their flesh, but you shall have their carcasses in abomination.
Keep going.
Whatsoever has no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you.
Point blank and period. If it don't have fins or scales, you don't eat it if it's from the water. It has to have fins and scales. What are some things that do have fins and scales that we can eat? We can eat salmon.
Salmon.
We can eat trout.
Bass.
We can eat bass. Yeah, we can eat bass. What else?
Redfish.
Redfish kind. You know what I'm saying? That's already a few fish right there.
Right, it's a bunch of fish.
And me personally, you know what I'm saying? I eat some salmon every now and then.
Yeah, I do.
Wild.
That's all I really eat is
right.
salmon.
I know tilapia is lawful.
Yeah, tilapia.
Is lawful.
It's about sway fish. It's a bunch of them. It's a bunch of scales and fins fish.
Sea bass is one that I had to check. You know what I'm saying? Right. So if a new type of fish comes on, is you know what I'm saying? You in the red for like saying, should I get this fish or not? I never heard of this fish.
Right.
All you gotta do is look up online, like General Muhammad says. Right. Use your Google machine.
Right.
Look it up on Google. See if the fish has fins and scales, and if it has fins and scales, then you can eat it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you at the deli or wherever you get the fish, what's it called?
The fish market.
Yeah, the fish market. Yeah. If you at the fish market and you see something, I remember I was there. And they said they had Alaskan sea bass, and I was like, man, I want some of that, but I don't know if it's lawful. I looked it up. It said it had fins and scales.
Right. You know
what I'm saying? So bass, you know what I'm saying? It's wild.
Right.
It's like the brother brought out. We do have a few fish that we can eat, just like with the beast. You know what I'm saying? Most High gave us certain food so that's not grievous. We got a plethora of food that comes from the sea. Right. That just because we have to put our crustaceans away, you know what I'm saying? We'll still be wild. This is not grievous.
But sir,
brothers and sisters.
That's like sorry.
Go ahead.
But that's like doing drugs or something, you know, like like when people give up certain things, you're giving up something that's not good for you.
Damn right,
that's a good thing to do, you know what I'm saying?
You're giving up something that's not good for you. And coming into the truth, you know what I'm saying? We learned that this stuff is not good for us.
Right.
In the world, you know what I'm saying? It's common knowledge that pork isn't good for you.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? I didn't know that shrimp wasn't good for me.
I didn't either.
I had to learn that shrimp wasn't good for me. I started eating scallops and I stopped eating tuna.
Right.
I used to eat the mess out of some catfish.
Con.
But catfish is another one of them things that don't have fins or scales.
Yep. So
catfish is unlawful. Go ahead.
I used to eat oysters and them clams or was that oysters.
I used to eat oysters too.
I used to tear them up.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And you know, I found out that that stuff was. They say that the shelled ones,
shellfish,
they like doing some speed or something, sir.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? They real bad for you. They got toxins in them, sir.
Damn.
Yes, sir.
I ain't heard that.
Right.
That's like this brother was just saying. What the brother saying is heavy because you know what I'm saying. Coming into the truth, we have to learn to put that stuff down. It's not good for us.
Right.
The Most High told us what's good for us in this chapter right here, in this whole book. The Most High told us what's good for us. And when he tells us these foods are not good for us to eat, we put them away. We live. We'll be twice,
right,
which means good. We'll be good after that. You know what I'm saying? We'll be better off after that. You know what I'm saying? Rather than just good, we'll be better off than eating it because you know what I'm saying. Not only that's the law that the Most High gave us, but the Most High gave us for us to live.
Right.
Like it says in Deuteronomy, I can't think of the exact verse, but the law was given us so our life will be prolonged.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Our days will be prolonged with the Most High's law.
Right.
That's pretty much these dietary laws in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? Our life is prolonged when we don't eat these bottom feeders and these waste disposals. We eat the clean beasts. But we're not finished just yet. Let's keep going because now we're gonna get into the birds. We did land beasts. We did sea what do they call it? Living things in the waters.
Right.
And now we're gonna do things in the air that we can eat, things with wings. Because I know chicken is something that's lawful, but we're gonna get into it right now. Go ahead and go into 13, Bob Bishop.
This is the verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And these are they which ye shall have in abomination among the fowls.
Mm-hmm. Fowl meaning bird. Keep going, like
another one. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle and the ossifrage.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna look these up. The ossifrage. The eagle it says that's an abomination.
Right.
Bob, can anybody tell me why the eagle is an abomination? Go ahead.
Because it eat meat.
That's
because it's a predator
right.
Bird, sir.
Mm-hmm. It's a predator. It eats. An eagle preys on all the other birds,
right? And
nobody preys on the eagle. So the eagle is eating things like. Go ahead.
Because it eats the blood, living blood of other animals. Is that, sir?
Well, I don't want to speculate too much.
Right, sir.
But you know what I'm saying? I can't put together from the list of birds. Well, we're gonna keep reading on a little bit while I look up us.
Con out of one con.
Keep going all the way to 17.
Con out of one con. And osprey. Verse 14, and the vulture and the night after his kind, every raven after his kind, and the owl and the nighthawk and the cuckoo, and the hawk after his kind, and the little owl and the cormorant. And the great owl.
So I just looked up ossifrage, and ossifrage, what popped up was a bearded vulture.
Right.
That's what an ossifrage is. Right. And I'm gonna look up osprey really quick. But gathering together from all of these birds that were just listed as unclean birds, all of these birds are predators. Right. They prey on you know what I'm saying, rodents and other birds and stuff. You know what I'm saying? The owl, the eagle, you know what I'm saying, the raven, the vulture. These birds even eat dead stuff. They eat carcasses. You know what I'm saying? So that's the knowledge that I could just put together, like from the list of this group of birds, why the Most High doesn't want us to eat those birds. But there is no real rule, rather, about what birds we can eat and can't eat. But keep going, because it says more.
Verse 18, and the swan and the pelican and the gyre, eagle, and the stork, the heron, after her kind, and the lapwing and the bat, all fowls that creep.
You can stop right there. They just gave us a list of birds that we can't eat. Those are an abomination to us. You know what I'm saying? Now the swan and the pelican, those are swamp birds. Those are birds that eat things out of the swamp. They even eat fish out of the swamp. You know what I'm saying? I guess that they're considered predators too. So these birds, it doesn't actually say in the scriptures, but it says these birds are abomination. It didn't list chicken. It didn't list what's that the little small bird,
the quail.
Quail. It didn't list quail. You know, like chicken and quail, those things eat seeds, and I think they eat grass too. I'm not sure if they eat grass or not, but I know they eat feed and seeds and things like that. Those birds are actually lawful because of what they eat. You know, like go ahead.
Is a pigeon lawful, sir?
I've heard that. I was actually gonna get into that. I've heard that pigeons are lawful. You know, because I'm sorry, our brothers and sisters down in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't get an abundance of food coming in like that. It's some brothers and sisters that are really like mountain men.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if they see a pigeon is actually in the family of a dove.
Right.
And a dove is lawful. You know what I'm saying? A dove sounds like a clean bird.
Right.
I don't know if I would mess with it.
Right.
But if I had to, I would.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Dove was not listed. Pigeon was not listed. Chicken was not listed. Quail was not listed.
Right.
What's some other birds?
Sir, a duck, sir?
Duck is unlawful.
Unlawful. Like how?
Unlawful.
Okay. It didn't say duck, but like, how do I like? Where does it?
Now I was actually told that I guess because of the. Oh yeah, we going over it now. We going over it now. Salakia. Go ahead and go into 20. I was almost out of the scriptures. Salakia. But it's going into the how we categorize the birds, what we can and cannot eat out of the birds. So go ahead, go into 20, Baba Kasha.
Verse 20. All fowls that creep, going upon all four, shall be an abomination unto you.
All four. I think that's meaning, well, it says fowls. So they're talking about birds. But it said that going all four shall be an abomination unto you. So I guess if they crawl, but I'm looking at 21 more than 20. Go on to 21, Baba Kasha.
Verse 21. Yet these may ye eat of every flying, creeping thing that goeth upon all four, which have legs above their feet, to leap withal upon the earth.
Okay, Salakia, I'm gonna stop you there because it's talking about the creeping things.
Oh,
creeping things are like certain bugs and lizards. Talking about creeping things is like lizards and bugs and and some of them things fly. So that's what it's talking about now. But to answer your question about ducks, I was actually told because ducks, because their feet, the webbed feet. So I was looking for something in the scripture saying that they have to have something that have to do with the fowl's feet, but it didn't say anything. So I'm actually gonna research that and bring that up on our next class. Why we're able to eat chicken and why we're able to eat quail rather than we're able to eat you know what I'm saying, not able to eat eagles, because that was almost a speculation. Just grouping those birds together as predators and the lawful birds as not predators, because we should be able to eat duck in that case, but duck might be it said the swan, the pelican, and the gear eagle, the stork, the heron, and the lawping. I'm gonna look up lawping. Lawping might be duck actually.
Right.
The lawping is like a little heron bird.
Right.
Well, I know the stork is like the duck almost, because the stork is like one of them swamp birds.
Right.
But again, it didn't say duck. So
Pelicans are like them too, sir.
Con. Let's I'm trying to look that up. 1 second.
They the one.
Yeah, the pelican looked like the duck for real.
Right.
But yeah, what I was gonna say, you know, so I'm definitely gonna try to get the exact answer from the men above me for the next class.
Right.
Why we can't eat certain birds and why, and the exact reason to why, you know what I'm saying, birds like duck are unlawful. What separates the lawful birds from the unlawful birds? But from my understanding, you know what I'm saying, like that old saying, you are what you eat.
Right.
You don't want to eat something that's eating waste.
Right.
And I think that's how the way the Most High wanted it too, because the eagle is eating rodents and other birds, you know what I'm saying, carcasses and dead carcasses. So we don't want to put something in our body that they put they put something messed up in their body.
Right.
In essence, we're putting that messed up stuff in our body. I'm saying if we're eating something that eats garbage, in essence, we're eating garbage too.
Right.
So we tend. I noticed from the book of Leviticus chapter 11, the things that are lawful for us to eat are things that tend to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like beasts that eat grass and birds that eat seeds and fish. The fish that have scales and fins. You know what I'm saying? They're. I wonder what the fish that eat scales and have scales and fins. They probably eat like algae or something, right? Something that's more on the vegetable side of things. I'm gonna get that exact answer for next class.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying. If for those that are tuning in, I'm gonna have the exact answer for the birds, for why certain birds are unlawful and certain fish are. Well, fish, you know what I'm saying. Rather than this, I'm gonna get fish too, because there has to be a reason why. But until then, you know what I'm saying, just what the Most High says. Let's do what the Most High. Fish say if the Most High say you can the only birds that you can't eat are these birds, and the only birds you can't eat is those birds. And if you have a question, bring it up to the men above you. You know what I'm saying? If they can't answer it, then they'll go to the men above them, and they'll get the exact answer for you. If you're right then and there about to buy some type of bird, you know what I'm saying? But it says that you can't eat vultures, you can't eat eagles, you can't eat ospreys, cook owls, little owls, great owls, swans, pelicans. And I know from my personal experience, you can't eat duck either.
Right.
But those are those are the fowls you can't eat. And what the brother was going into now with 20 and 21, and there are certain bugs you can eat. You know what I'm saying? Bugs, you know, like I've seen some people in harsh situations. I haven't seen it with my own eyes, but I've heard about it. People in harsh situations eating bugs for protein. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably what will happen in these biblical times as well.
Right.
So the Most High had gave us a guide to which bugs we know are lawful for us to eat if we're in the situation where we have to eat bugs, you know? And that's what he means by creeping thing.
Right.
So if you could start at 21 one more time, Baba Kasha.
Con out of one con, verse 21. Yet these may ye eat of every flying, creeping thing that goeth upon all four, which have legs above their feet, to leap withal upon the earth. Even these of them ye may eat, the locust after his kind.
Mm-hmm. What does the locust eat? The locust eats crops.
Right.
You know, saying wheat and shit. Like
right.
Wheat and stuff.
Right.
Keep going.
And the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind.
Mm-hmm. Keep going. This is the big part right here.
Verse 23. But all other flying, creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you.
So it gave you the kind of the grasshopper in its kind, the beetle in its kind, and pretty much the bald locust in its kind, and the locust in its kind. So those 4 things in their kind, which means like a thing that's in a grasshopper family. Like I've heard that roaches are loved because roaches are anthropods and they're in a grasshopper family.
For real?
You know, so we don't, you know what I'm saying? That sounds disgusting just thinking about it.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? If it had to come down to it, you know what I'm saying? You in an area where you can't get your hands on no protein or no crops or nothing, and it's bugs. What bugs are there? What bugs are lawful? It's the grasshopper and its kind.
Right.
So if you know something is in the family of a grasshopper,
right?
Like roaches per se. I'm gonna quit talking about roaches because I'm grossed out of that. But,
right, sir.
But if something's in the family of the grasshopper or the locust,
right,
and you see it and you can eat it and you can, you know what I'm saying, get some type of substance off of that, the Most High in Christ, you know what I'm saying, you able to survive another day.
Right.
You're doing it lawfully. You know what I'm saying, you're doing it righteously. But those are the creeping things that are lawful to eat. And they even said things that fly because the locusts fly.
Right.
I don't know if the grasshopper fly. I thought the grasshopper just jumped.
But it had wings too.
Grasshopper got wings?
Yeah.
Okay, kind.
No,
yeah, so those are creeping things that fly too. And it says, all other flying creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you. So, you know what I'm saying? I for some reason I can only think of like things like butterflies and I guess I want to say a bee. So we're not supposed to eat bees. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of too many go ahead.
Hornets,
yeah, hornets,
moths, flies.
Yeah, flies. Might be eating those.
Stuff like that, sir.
Yeah, so those other bugs, you know what I'm saying, those are abominations unto us. I guess, you know what I'm saying, since those grasshoppers and locusts and beetles, you know what I'm saying, they got such a rich diet of eating crops, you know what I'm saying, they're in the field with the crops that they a little bit more healthier than just a regular horsefly. So I guess that's why. But again, I don't want to speculate. I'm gonna find out why on all 4 of these things for the next class. I guess that's how I'm gonna start the next Wednesday's class. You know what I'm saying? It might not be about the dietary laws per se, but I'm gonna bring that answer out for all 4 of these things. Exactly why, except for the beast,
right?
Because the beast that gives us the
answer
and the fish. It says the fish have scales and fins, and the beast have cloven foot and cheweth the cud. So So I guess I'll go into looking into why those particular beasts and particular fish we are lawful rather than the other type of fish. Like what's better about them? But the main question is about the birds. What separates the lawful bird from the unlawful bird? Because it just gave us a list of birds, and we don't want to speculate, but so far it looks like certain birds are just predators and eat on carcasses and other birds. But I want to make sure, so I have that answer for the next class. So the chapter ends. It goes into you know what I'm saying. What do you do when you come across these these unclean beasts and these unclean meats per se? So these unclean foods. You're not supposed to touch them. As a matter of fact, we're gonna get a couple more verses and then we're gonna close it out because we did start late today. But go. We on verse 24, right?
I was looking at 23, sir. Did I say
go ahead. Go into its light. Go to 23.
Verse 23. But all other flying, creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you.
So
20.
So keep going.
So, and whosoever buried aught of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even.
You skipped the.
I'm sorry, sir. Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
On 24 and
Salakia, sir.
Yeah.
Verse 24. And for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever toucheth the carcass of them shall be unclean until the even.
Until the even. That means the sundown of the next the next sundown. You're gonna be unclean for a whole day. So if you touch the carcass of any of these unclean animals,
right,
then you unclean for a day. If you touch a dead pig, you unclean for a day.
Right.
Keep going to 25.
25. And whosoever buried aught of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. 26. The carcass of every beast which divided the hoof and is not cleaving footed, nor cheweth the cud, are unclean unto you. Everyone that toucheth them shall be unclean. 27. And whatsoever goeth upon his paws among all manner of beasts that go on all 4, these are unclean unto you. Whoso toucheth their carcass shall be unclean until the even.
We could call it a wrap right there. So that verse right there. We're talking about whatsoever goeth upon his paws. That's what I was talking about with the coney.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The coney walks on paws. And I think the camel got paws too. I don't know what that is.
Right.
That the camel is walking on. But the coney walking on paws, hares walking on paws. We're not supposed to eat things that are walking on paws. Like we're not supposed to eat dog and cat either.
Right.
Those are walking on their paws. Wolves, or you know what I'm saying, bears.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to eat those. But whatever beast cheweth the cud and have cloven footed, and divided of the hoof, that special hoof that the cow has, the same one that the cow has, that beast we can eat. Those land animals we can eat. You know what I'm saying? The fish we can eat if it has fins or scales. You know what I'm saying? And we're not. And as far as the birds, we're not supposed to eat birds. This is speculating at this point. I'm gonna get the real answer for next class. But birds that, you know what I'm saying, are predators. You know what I'm saying? Their prey is rodents and other birds and other animals, and even, you know what I'm saying, swamp things. Like they eat lizards and things out of the swamp. Those birds we gotta stay away from. We gotta eat just regular raised hens or chickens or quail or whatever. Quail is the wildest of the bunch. But birds that pretty much just eat grains and seeds. Those are the birds we gotta look for. But until I get the answer for next class, Baba Kashai, just ask the men above you. You know what I'm saying? If you come to a stump, because it says in the scripture you're not supposed to eat these birds, but if there's a bird that you know what I'm saying, see yourself about to eat and it's not listed on here, like the brother brought out, duck is not listed here, but duck is unlawful. So bring it up to the men above you. You know what I'm saying? If you have a question about that. And then the creeping things, the bugs, only these 4 families of bugs we can eat: grasshoppers, beetles, locusts, and bald locusts. Only those families of bugs we can eat. The creeping things. And that right there in a nutshell is the dietary laws. You know what I'm saying? The laws that make us have longevity in our life. You know what I'm saying? For eating better. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures say we can't live off bread alone. So, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we're going to need some meat. But these are the types of meat that we can eat. And the types of meat that we can't eat are unlawful. You know what I'm saying? There's a sin to eat those type of meat. And with that, I'm going to end class. You know what I'm saying? I got it. I'm going to end it with the security announcements. Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, and Malachi 3 and 8 through 10, means 10th in the Hebrew. Mayasharah, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, Purim, 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month. Sunday, the 5th of March, and Monday, the 6th of March, 2023. The book of Esther, chapter 9, verse 20 through 31. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And that concludes the security announcements. All right, I'm going to end class with a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, I imagine, or Akim and Akwakim, I imagine. Courtesy salute to the brothers, men of Israel. I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. Yadi Matah. Sorry, trying to face the sisters. Men of Israel. I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak. Yahweh Shamar Alatah Ba Shem Yahushua. Yadi Matah. Class dismissed.